Yo, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Oscar, and definitely a different background. We're on the iPhone, so not camera quality or anything like that, but if you guys have an idea what's going on, you probably have an idea what's going on. She doesn't want me to show her on camera right now. I gotta flip this, hold on. This is the current status. We got stuff running over to there. Aili's hooked up to everything. And time is currently 1:50. We got C-section time at 4? What time? After 3. So we got a little bit of time over here, but this is current status. And we got everything hooked up here. But anyways, that's the current status. We'll probably update in a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. Yo, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. This is Oscar, and we're finally back. I tell you what, I keep saying I'm finally back, but I truly, really do think we're finally back for at least a while. I've been doing a lot of plotting, a lot of thinking about, how I want to do this whole YouTube thing, how I want to do all these freelance, kind of side gig stuff and all that. And I think I finally figured out at least a little bit of a recipe to keep this going. So finally, again, I'm going to say we're back again. The weekly, I'm going to say bi-weekly, tri-weekly uploads are going to start again this week, starting with, I think I'm going to start with the Sahara casino history, and then a few other fun bits about the Sahara. So those will be coming later in the week. Today's video is going to be talking about at least what happened in the last, 3 months, because it's been a roller coaster and a half. I don't know, a lot of things happened, a lot of things I posted online, posted on Facebook, posted on Chipboard, PCF, whatever. A lot of it's already out there. I started a new job, amazing new job, love it to death. But today's video, we're going to be talking about how we introduced, I think the last videos I uploaded was I took a break to create life. Well, Mr. Life is finally in the world. Mr. Archer has entered the world. He's doing amazing. He was NICU baby for a month, maybe, whatever it was. But he's finally home. He came home, I want to say it was somewhere, I don't actually remember. It was like 45 days or something in the NICU, but he's finally home. He's doing amazing, and we're going to talk about kind of what led up to delivery, what led up to him being in the NICU, and all that. So I have a whole bunch of notes here. I'm going to read. Aili was so nice to kind of create this whole notes thing for me. She also just texted me to shout out all the nurses that were in, they were in, the heck was it called? Antepartum. We have Suzanne, Kristen, Becca, Terry, and Eva. You guys were all super, super helpful. I don't think we probably wouldn't have made it without you, because, I mean, you guys kind of like became like secondary moms for her in a sense, because you guys were taking care of her. I could be there throughout the day, but there's no way I could have made it through the night, especially because I had to take care of Lila, take care of the house, take care of the animals, and all that type of stuff. So, like I said, I have a whole bunch of notes here. We're going to go over that, and like I said, this is kind of just going to be like a bare bones video. I just want to go over what she said, because I have really no idea. She knows everything that happened with her, so I'm just going to read the notes, and we'll go from there. So, let's see. First things first. And I'm going to keep switching arms because I don't have my tripod out right now. I'm just going to keep doing this. Plus, the room's a mess. I want to get this video out. I want to get something for you guys. So, it's not going to be perfect. But, first things first. Aili developed chorioamnitis, which forced doctors to deliver Archer early, and she had 0 signs. Everything happened so fast. One moment things were normal. The next, we were being rushed to the OR. Only 3 hours to mentally prepare. This was on the 28th of August, the morning she woke up, super hot, whatever it was. It was like a day or two prior. There was a high-risk doctor that came, kind of said that things were kind of okay, whatnot. Came back, I think it was on Thursday, and she looked at Aili. She goes, "Oh, girl, you're not looking too hot." Thankfully for her, she said, "Yep, he's coming out today." Aili was like, "Okay." I mean, I was at home with Lila trying to take care of things and get things ready, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call. "Yeah, he's coming today." I was like, "Okay." During delivery, which was in the operation room, because it was a C-section, we found out that Aili's placenta erupted, tore away. It was called a placental abruption. I was waiting outside, which wasn't really the nicest thing, because I was sitting there. They're like, "Yeah, we'll bring you into the operation room here in a little bit," and I was like, okay, so what do? I just sit on my phone? Do I look at socials? What do I do? Trying to keep my mind off stuff, right? And as I'm sitting there, I can hear her screaming in there. I was like, oh, something's weird, because she had to get spinal, whatever it was, and it was just very, how would I say, discomforting, because I wasn't there, with her to kind of hold her hand and know what's going on. So that was one thing. She later told me that she could feel them cutting for a split second while she was squeezing my hand. Archer was born 3 pounds 7 ounces. He was very small, very fragile. I'll put some pictures, whatever notable pictures I can put up that aren't, super graphic or whatever. He was immediately taken to the NICU, where he stayed for 2 long months. I had the option right after, he was born, to either stay with Aili or go to the NICU with him. Decided to stay with her, which was probably the better idea, because it wasn't very easy for her, because she was kind of loopy. She was on meds, and it was a very weird thing, because he was born, I think it was at 5:30 on the dot, and then we didn't get into a room until it was 7:30 or so. But it felt like time went by so fast. Within that span, we lost her phone for about an hour, and it kind of didn't help because it was on Do Not Disturb. It wasn't vibrating, it wasn't doing anything, so it flew underneath the table, which none of us found until she had the idea where she could use her iPad and use the Find My app. And we were able to, ding, 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 and it finally found it. It was underneath the table. Somehow it slid under there. That was very interesting. So Archer went to the NICU. He was there for 2 long months. He was, like I said, 3 pounds 7 ounces when he was born. Very small, very fragile little guy. During that time, he had to be intubated twice. I think it was the first time was the first night, because they had to put, I think it was a drug called surfactant, which is essentially supposed to help the baby's lungs mature quicker. And I think that was the first night they did that, which, I was okay with watching. And I think they intubated him that night. And I'm trying to think, but I don't really remember. And then it was probably a week or so later, it happened again. So he was kind of on, essentially kind of like a breathing tube for a little bit, and then they took it out, and then it's not very fun, because Nobody likes things either in their nose or in their mouth, which isn't very comforting, let alone he had a feeding tube going down his throat. He had well, it wasn't a breathing tube, it was a feeding tube, and then, he had oxygen going through his nose and whatever. And it was not very fun to watch. It wasn't very fun to go see him at that time. But, as a parent, you just kind of do what you have to do, make sure he's good, and then, kind of collect yourself, go out through the day, and then come back. Just try to make sure everything's good. During all of that, Aili was unbelievably strong. She never complained, never gave up. I tried to take care of her as much as possible. Like I said, I was here at home. I didn't have a job this whole time. I guess that's one thing I didn't mention, but I didn't have a job this whole time. And I didn't get a job up until the first week of September, but luckily I was able to start on the 16th, which thankfully to my new employers, I really appreciate that. But like I said, the whole time I didn't have a job, so I was able to go to the hospital with Lila every single day, make sure Aili's good, make sure I can do this for her, do that for her, be there for her, hang out with her. We still had family time even though she was at the hospital. And then obviously when she came home, we were able to go see Archer, take our time, go in the morning, go to the park, come home, go at night, and just rinse and repeat. We had this great cycle. Wake up, go see him in the morning, go to the park with Lila, and then I think this was actually, we did this before I got my job. And then we also did this after for a little bit, because we had this great routine where go in the morning, I think it was at like 8:30, we would do cares, go to the park for a little bit, go home, I'd get dressed, ready to go, and then I'd go to work. And then I'd come home, we'd eat dinner, get ready, and then we'd go for, I think it was, again, 8:30 or 7:30 cares, 8:30 cares. And, we had a good routine going, which is good, but it was very, very tough because it was a lot of driving back and forth. It was a lot of, there wasn't much time to spend, as a family. Most of the time was at the hospital. Granted, Archer was there. He was doing good, but obviously as a parent, like I said, you want to make sure he's good. And then you can figure out kind of what you're doing from there. Let's see. Aili was in postpartum for a week. Already back, climbing on counters, cleaning like nothing happened. The entire experience was definitely terrifying, something that changed both of our lives forever. And I don't wish it upon people. Like, nobody wants to go through this, especially, you wake up. It was a Sunday morning when her water broke at 25 weeks. And the night before, she's like, I'm going to let you sleep as long as possible, whatever. It was like 7:30, she wakes me up, and the bed's completely drenched. I was like, what is going on? Rush to the hospital, go to check this and do that. And it was very, very, it wasn't fun. So the entire thing was very terrifying, but it also showed me how strong Aili truly is, how much love and fight she has in her. Archer's here because of her strength, because she never stopped fighting, no matter how bad the pregnancy was. The whole thing, it was pretty bad. And so we got pregnant last year, and it wasn't horrible because we only made it to 6 weeks. So even at 6 weeks, the baby isn't fully formed. I mean, you have a heartbeat, but it's not super strong at all. So we had a miscarriage last year. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up because apparently there's no space on the card. But like I said, I'm truly happy. Both of them are alive. I don't know what I'd do without them, but I'm thankful, very, very thankful that they're both alive. So anyways, that's a little bit more of an update of what happened, how messy this pregnancy was, what happened the last like 2 or 3 months. Like I said, more videos coming later this week. I'm trying to do the 3 uploads a week. I'm going to do casino-based themed videos throughout the week, whatever I can do. And I hope to see you guys in more videos. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for all the new subs. I noticed every single one of you guys. Thankful for all the comments and everybody watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. When I wake and the sun is coming through, or you feel my lungs with sweetness, and you feel my